Oh yeah, now my people. It's your guy, the Niger Englishman, and we are back here on Tunnel TV. A little bit late, sorry. Waiting on a few of the guests. A couple of people are joining us a little bit later. You know how it goes, African time, so we got to stick to tradition. I don't know what's going on, but shit happens. Don't forget to smash the like button, share, comment, and subscribe. It's your results and review show. And first of all, we got a few familiar faces on here. It's not their first times here. First of all, representing the blue of Chelsea, the third best team in West London. We got man like Hanif in the building. How you doing, Hanif, bro?
I was very well until you extended that invitation and those kind words a bit longer than my name. But I'm very well. Hope you're all doing well.
Good, my brother. Good, my brother. Always a pleasure to have you on the channel. Also, we got the man, the myth, the legend. His team weren't legendary this weekend. And what they weren't as formidable as they are at St. James's Park. They got a hiding. We got man like Specs to answer for his team's crimes today. How you doing, Specs?
Not doing too well, bro. Quick sessions of back to back getting smashed, 7 goals conceded. Bro. What can I say, man? What can I say?
What more can I say? Smash the like button, my people. Share, comment, and subscribe. And you know what? I think we might as well start at let's go to Chelsea, man. Let's go to Chelsea. Let's see what's going on at Chelsea. Because look, let's be honest now, guys. 1 billion spent. They told us the Bowleys had, but Todd Bowley, sorry, had the plan. Bring him Poch in. He's good with the kids. He's good at nurturing players. He needs a bit of time. Whether he needs time or not, 2-0 away at Goodison. That's not, to be honest, losing at Goodison is not the worst thing in the world. It's a very daunting stadium. But to be 13th, or is it 12th in the league right now? 12th in the league with in match week 16, with that amount of time being spent. I mean, that amount of money being spent is unacceptable. But what the heck happened? What the heck happened, bro? What happened yesterday? 2 nil.
Listen, look, the lad, the lads did well, but unfortunately, it's you don't take your chances, then you get punished. And look, be honest, we had a lot of the ball. Especially against the bottom half of the team, we had the possession, but in front of goal, it's not good enough. If Raheem Sterling doesn't score for us, we tend to suffer, and that's what happened. The first goal, Gallagher should have taken him out. The lad that made the run, he didn't. And there's that dirty side of football where you've got to act like Chiellini. You've got to pull Saka down. But these guys, these youngsters of ours, unfortunately, they're a bit soft. We need a guy in the middle who's a bit tough and old school, because the young lads are very naive, especially when I would say we are not dominated the game, but we were the better team for large portions of it. But the scoreline doesn't reflect that. So for me, I just think Poch needs to reevaluate how we go about playing away from home. At home, it's a bit different, but away from home, we can't play like this because we're not scoring goals. It was shocking. Jackson tried a chip, and I just thought, "What are you doing, you absolute idiot?" Um, Listen, look, I can't really make any excuses for him. I was absolutely cursing Ian Maatson for turning around when Everton took their second goal off the set piece. I just thought, if a player's not willing to take one in the face, you're just a weak player. And unfortunately, this generations
Oh,
of
these
players
new
are weak
school
players.
pretty boys can't handle stuff like that, Hanif. You know these new school pretty boys can't handle
Yeah,
it.
I know, but
Taking a ball to the face.
I was very lucky that I saw a lot of good defenders in my time, like Marcel Desailly and co. And those guys could. So look, at the end of the day, congratulations to Everton. They did what they needed to do. They got the ball over the line. It's as simple as that. And we are where we
Uh,
are. I thought we'd be where we are. Uh, and until we
You
don't
did?
get some experienced Premier League players into this team, and Pochettino needs to stop, being too adventurous when we are attacking away from home and play a bit more, I would say, defensive. Then we might be more fortunate. Sorry, not fortunate, more victorious away from home. But listen, we're gonna have to suffer this season, and unfortunately, Pochettino's job might be on the line by the end of December. It's because of the type of club we are. I hope it's not, but that's the type of
Look,
club we are.
Look, obviously, a few guests have joined the show since Hanif has been doing his monologue about how depressing life is at Stamford Bridge right now, mate. Hey, look, it's crazy out here, bro. Absolutely crazy. What's going on here? They just spent a billy, and he's all talking monotone, doom and gloom. Doesn't know what's going on. Thinks his manager might get sacked. Like it's crazy. I expect. Talk to him. Surely you can help resuscitate this club. Is there hope for Chelsea? Is there hope, or what you saw against Everton is doom and gloom, and we're going back to auto glass settings for Chelsea? What are you telling me?
Look. I said this from before anyway, and people thought I was a bit crazy. I said this whole process thing with Chelsea, it's not overnight fix. Yes, they should be doing better because on paper, even I saw the lineup against Everton and the way Poch kind of changed it up. I said, you know what? That's a good look. You changed it up. You brought Brozier in. On paper, they should be doing better than that. At least get a goal. But I said it. This process ain't gonna take quick fix. It sounds crazy. Billing this, billing that. That's irrelevant, man. Sometimes, bro. You can't just put all these players together and it just happens overnight. Yes, they should be doing better. Poch, boy, he's got some questions to ask. They shouldn't be 12th. I thought they'll at least be around 7th, 8th in this period of the season. It's not happened so far. And it's going to be a process, and it is what it is. So
Yeah,
I don't know where they
I
go
hear
from
it.
here.
Do you know what? Do you know what this thing? Yeah, and I blame my club. I'm not gonna lie, I blame my club. This whole process rubbish, man. When I grew up watching football, and Hanif Specs, you all know watching football, the Premier League. Nobody used to talk about no bloody processes. Process this, process that. They were like your team against the next team. You lot go and battle it out for trophies, or the league title. That's how it worked. All this process stuff is rubbish, man. I hate it. When phase 2, phase 3. Look, I hear all of that, yeah. But Staffy, is it one of them ones where? Well, welcome to the channel, by the way, Staffy. I think it's your debut on Tunnel TV. Big up,
No, I've
Staffy.
been here before.
Go and check out on Tunnel
I've been here
TV.
before. Yeah.
Okay.
I've been here before.
Okay. Big up, Staffy. Big up, Staffy. But what do you think about Chelsea? Obviously, Poch needs time, but 12th place after Billy spent all this hype around their team in the summer. Like, what are you telling me?
I said this yesterday on my channel. I think this is single-handedly the biggest fall from grace for a top 6 team in modern day football. No, really, when you really think of it, all of us, we had different banter eras. Some of us are still in it. I'll raise my hand up. But this, what's going on there, when you add all the context around it, $1 billion to be back-to-back 12th place, to back-to-back talking about hiring new managers, back-to-back trying to sign more players. I'm hearing that Poch needs 3 signings in January. I'm like, what? First, you guys had Tuchel, who got sacked on the first week after the transfer window closed. Clearly, Bowley didn't want him. All the signings that he got, the Koulibalys, the Aubameyangs, whoever they signed in that period, right away, as soon as they got Graham Potter in and then eventually Poch, they got rid of them within that January and that summer after, thanks to Daddy Saudi. The Saudi princes helped them getting rid of like at least, 3 players? And then they get all these signings in January in the summer again, and they're sitting here talking about their team being imbalanced. Like, if I go to Kunle, if I go to Specs, and I go Hanif and African Scouser, first time meeting you guys, so I didn't know your name, sorry. But if I go to you guys and I say, I'm going to give you $1 billion, build a team within 12 to 18 months. Just, bro, you have the wildest dreams. It's like I'm giving you a blank check. Put any number you want on it. And then 12 months later or 18 months later, you're coming with this team and you're like, You know, Staffy, from all the players, and you're looking at your team, you're looking at the list. From all the players that, I mean, you only give me $1 billion, so I couldn't really do much with it. But I got Nico Jackson as a striker. I got Broy as his backup. I got Davidson Sanchez. Not Davidson Sanchez. Sorry, what's his name? The goalkeeper. The light skin
Sanchez,
goalkeeper. What's his
anyway.
name?
Sanchez.
Sanchez. Anyway, I don't care about his first name. Sanchez. I'm gonna be like, are you taking the piss? After $1 billion, this is the team that you built me. You gave me an incompetent striker, an incompetent goalkeeper. You got Brighton's backup goalkeeper. Fell out with the manager or not, I don't care.
Wild.
Nico Jackson, who, listen, isn't he Nigerian? I've never heard Kunle rave about him, and he's his countryman. And I know this guy's shameless. If he wants to shamelessly support someone, he would have done it. And even he doesn't rate him. Okay? Your wingers, other than Sterling,
If he's Nigerian, we don't claim him. We don't claim him.
See, the guy doesn't claim him, and Conle is a very, very proud Nigerian, and this is where he draws the line. This is where he claims that nope, me and this guy are not from the same country. That's how embarrassing it is. Okay, you look at the midfield; they spent $100+ million on Enzo, a World Cup winner, and Caicedo, who could have been in Liverpool right now, contending for the league. We all sit here and say, you know what, Liverpool are a DM away for contending from the league, right? This is the team you built after spending $1 billion. And Poch, I gave Poch props before he went into the team, and I was like, you know what? Poch has proven before. Listen, he didn't win anything with that Spurs team, but since when do Spurs ever win anything? He actually made them relevant. You know, he made them consistently finish in the top 4, took them far in the Champions League, built a very good team that we sat there, and most of us at the time would have took some of their plays in our team. You know, Dele Alli, Harry Kane, Eriksen, the Belgian defenders, Vertonghen and Toby Alderweireld.
Every time.
You know, all these guys, he developed a lot of young talent. I was like, you know what? This is his chance to develop young talent again. But then I was made aware of it yesterday. Someone made a very good point. He was like, that resume hasn't been updated for about 5 years. And I'm like, you know what? That's true. If any of us right now apply for a job and your best experience was 5 years ago, you're not getting the job. They're going to be like, Kunle, where the fuck were you for 5 years? What you do in 5 years? I get what you did 5 years ago, but what have you done since? Nothing. The guy single-handedly created a debate that Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe were the reason he didn't win the Champions League and wasn't good enough. Imagine that. Imagine you're blaming these 3 players for your failures. And we're sitting here and we're not talking about it enough. I know for a fact, if my team spent $1 billion and we're this bad, we're 12th, I'd have Kunle in my DMs every day, reminding me that I spent $1 billion and I'm shit.
I'll be going absolutely crazy, bro. I'll be 100%. All over the internet, bro.
100%. If Kunle's team did the same thing, it will be all over the news. If it was Liverpool, it will be all over the news. I think this Chelsea situation doesn't get spoken about enough. It does get spoken about, but not enough. The fact that where they're sitting 12th again, and they're talking about getting another manager. What happens? I think they're the only team that you can look at and you don't know what the fix is. I think it's so easy to look at every team. If they have any issues, you know what the fix is. Even United, as shit as we are, you kind of look at it, you're like, you know what? If they really do get good ownership, they can kind of turn it around. You look at every other team, you know what? If they add this, if they add that, if they tweak this, if they tweak that, they're the only team that no one has an answer for. Do they go through another manager again? 4 managers in 2 seasons with a young squad? How good is it to have 4 different managers? If I'm a 21-year-old player and I just went to Chelsea, let's say I just went from France because they signed a lot of French talent. Not only am I in a different country, my club is so unstable and I've had 4 different managers already. How is that going to help me with my development? Because every manager comes in, they have a different style of management, individual, like team management and man management. They have different styles of football. It's so unstable for them that you're going to bring in another manager. But do I even blame Chelsea fans for saying don't sack the manager? Because the results are so bad. They have 39 points from 39 games.
Bro, is it true that
I just feel this season? Can you hear me?
1 home game in the league this season. Yeah, Fuller. First of all, big up Mr. Link with the super chat. Big up my guy.
Big up Mr.
Bigging up myself and Specs. No one else in the panel, just us 2. Big up Mr. Link.
Fair enough.
Also, Tony Montana says Chelsea are like giving the missus the credit card to go shopping. Bare expensive purchases for nothing. Hey, mate,
The fridge still empty.
it bees
Look,
like that, man. Bees
you
like
know
that.
what?
Also, Jackson
The
is
problem
Senegalese,
started
not
from the
Nigerian.
top.
Okay, big up, big up.
The problem started from the top, really. To be honest with you, the philosophy of the agenda from actually just going out saying we're just going to go and get young players. Getting young players for a team like Chelsea, that wants to win right now, it's the wrong way to go about it. At least if you're going to get you some young players, you mix them up with some experienced players. At least go for something, or try and fight for
100%.
Champions League spot, or at least be in the top half of the table. What
Yeah.
they've put together is just absolute nonsense. And now sacking the manager is not the answer, because if you get a new manager in, he's going to tell you straight up from the onset that, look, I can't work with these young players. I need some old heads to assist me to, get things going. And now you're spending more money. If that doesn't work out, you're in more trouble. I think they're also in trouble anyways. There's going to be something that's coming for Chelsea. It has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how Everton got. It was so quick for Everton, but somehow Chelsea and
It
Man
happened
City
so
were just
quickly,
getting
mate.
away with it. Yeah, it was so quick. We didn't even know about it. It was just bang, 10 points. What? You understand? So, I mean, Chelsea and Man City have been doing that for a very long time now. But, well, it is what it is. So that's just that's the major problem. And that's it. And the old heads they have are
Big up,
diminishing in
Mumsy.
returns. Sterling can't even get into the England team no more.
Yeah,
That's sad, man. That's actually sad, man.
That's
People
exactly.
are
But
targeting him. BXQ is targeting him. Sterling needs to
Silver
be
showed us.
okay
Silver
to
showed us
save his
that
career. Save his career.
it's getting worse and worse now. Silver, you can't keep on doing it. You can't. This guy's old.
Big up,
He's
Ravi.
old, so you can't depend on a 38-year-old or 39-year-old defender. As good as he is,
and
don't get me wrong, but the
no,
guy
but
is
wait,
38 years old.
but for me, Chelsea's got themselves in a pickle anyway, big time. Because for me, a lot of the signings were like I want to know who is your actual recruiter or your scouts, names, who are these people, or is it Bowler just doing what he wants? Because my whole thing is, I see most of these signings either as Hollywood signings in a sense of no one's doing their own due diligence. It's like, oh, people want Casado, let's overpay for him. Oh, people want Enzo, let's overpay for him. Mudrich, Arthur Willen, you know what? We're gonna get him overpaid.
It's crazy.
And then what's even more mental now is, you see how Chelsea are thinking, we've got it wrong. How do you get rid of these players anyway to track? You can't just get rid of them so quick because they're on big contracts, long contracts.
Yep,
Do you think them men are going to say, all right, then I don't mind moving on? They're like, hell no, I'm on big P's, big 7-year contracts. I ain't going nowhere. Fuck it, I'll sit at the bench. Or just not be non-existent. I'll go in a reserve room and chill. So that's where as well, I feel like they've got themselves in the pickle. I heard Poch talking about more signings, as Staffy alluded to. To me, that is wild. We all have to sit down and say, look, we got what we got. And it ain't like say you got bro, I wish I had half of some of them Chelsea players, bro. Honestly, bro, for my team, because I'm just it feels like when
I'd love
players
to
go,
have Cole Palmer as a backup for
Bro,
Saka. What?
bro,
Are you joking?
and a few of them I'll take, bro. And I'm just thinking, when you have these players, it's almost like when you get these players, you're almost underdeveloping them now. That's what it feels like. Like most of them are going back, like Mudrich. I don't even know what he bro. Caicedo, bro. Seriously,
Madrid was lighting up the Champions League before he came to
Look,
Chelsea.
man.
Now nobody wants to know him. He's looking like a boy band member more than a footballer.
Chelsea,
It's all mad out here, bro.
they're matching up everyone. Match up the manager, match up the players, got the youngsters in there. I feel for them as well. What kind of but then again, you know what? I don't feel sorry for the young players, but I do, but I don't, because it's like whoever their families or agents are, they're going for the money. They're going for the money
families
anyway,
are
bro.
looked after for multiple
Yes,
years.
you get
Don't
me.
feel sorry
All
for
right,
the players,
then.
I beg.
That's what I'm saying.
But
it's
wait,
50-50 for me.
before I hear from Mbizo, Hanif, I know that's a lot to digest, but does from yesterday's game and from what you hear tonight, does it sound or look like this Chelsea team or the organization Chelsea have a plan, bro?
I think they do have a plan. The problem is, I think we're about 6 points off where we should be. I said it before, we're not that. This team needs a lot of time. We've got things in place now, but they've planned for the long term without having any
What
experienced
things in
heads in
place
there.
then? Okay.
Yesterday, buying for the long term. Yesterday, Silva didn't play. Silva wasn't on the pitch. He didn't start the game. You know, we played Disasi and Badashil, but as I said, we didn't take our chances. We had most of the ball, but and that's the problem at the moment. You can play open football on this great style, but if there's no substance at the end of it, and that's why away from home he needs to be more defensively resolute and just be a bit more conservative, especially away from home. But you know, we've not won many games. We've only won 5 games this season, and you know, we're on record to probably being our worst ever position in the Premier League, and that's 14th under Glenn Hoddle in 1994-95, I think that was, and under Gus Hiddink we finished 10th. So I think they probably will get 10th this season, but we have to ride it out, and then we get some experienced heads into the team, and just get over the line this season, and then regroup at the end of it. A lot of you keep mentioning this billion. We didn't spend a billion this season. First when Todd Bowley took over, he went willy nilly. Even I'm surprised to this day that the amount of players we have on our books, and you know, I'm not upset with the fact that they took advantage and they're out on loan, some of them, and some of them don't want to leave because they've signed contracts. Like Harry Maguire still at Man United, suddenly started playing well because nobody else is playing, nobody else is trying, and that's the pickle we find ourselves in. You know, I've been a Chelsea fan for a very long time. Listen, I've seen the worst. You can't say to me, do I remember the 94-95 season? Yes, I do. I was very young at that time. I was in primary school. But I remember the seasons. I watched it. I watched everything, and I didn't think we were ever going to get to where we got to. But we have to see it out. And sacking the manager at this moment in time, it's not going to help. Get to the
No.
end of the season, and if Mourinho is available, you bring Mourinho in. It's as simple
No,
as
wait,
that. He's
You bring in
wait, Hanif, wait,
Mourinho.
please. Oh, no, bro.
Oh, man.
Bro,
Hold on. Let me-
wait, no, please,
go
Hanif,
speaks, go
please.
speaks.
Wait,
Yeah,
please,
go
no.
Yeah,
Bro,
go.
no, you know what's sad, yeah? I saw this narrative and I seen it in the papers about Mourinho, and I was like, raw. Is this where Chelsea are at now?
This is where
Like-
they've come, bro. This is,
Yeah,
this is
and
where
then,
they've
like-
come
It's
to,
true.
bro.
But to play devil's advocate, I can kind of see a little bit why they want him, because that's how desperate Chelsea factually are.
Specs.
That's the
Do you know who
only
I
way.
want?
This is wild.
I'll tell you who I want. I don't want Mourinho, but I think it will be Mourinho. But if I say the name that I want, I will get absolutely slaughtered.
Mourinho is not going to work with this
We
young
want it. We
players.
want a Tunnel TV exclusive, Hanif. Give it to us, bro. Give it to us.
I
man.
want.
Because Hanif, that's
I
why
want
we're
to
being
Sean Dice.
respectful.
I want to
because
Sean Dice.
Huh?
I want to Sean Dice. I
Sean
want to Sean
Dyche.
Oh,
What?
Hanif, you're
Oh,
taking a piss.
Yeah.
Hanif, you're
My
Listen,
taking
at the end of the
God.
season, yeah. We're not the team we used to be. You need to understand
Hanif
something.
is taking
We aren't
an
a top six
absolute
team.
piss.
No,
Nah,
you
head
need to
on.
understand
Let
something.
He
Hanif
wants
land.
Diceball at
Club
the
is
Yes, let
Diceball
him
at the
land.
bridge.
free falling.
Sorry.
You guys do not
Land,
understand.
Hanif.
The club is free falling. We are free falling at this moment in time. A lot of Chelsea fans think this team should be a lot better. They should be maybe 6 points better. That doesn't get us to where we need to be. Just to
Sean
stabilize
Dyche.
and get some experience. Yeah.
Wait,
So
1
anyone,
second. Let me
old
tell you
school-
that's completely wrong. First of all, that's your opinion, and I
No,
respect
it's
your
not.
opinion.
It's
No,
not.
hold
It's
on.
not wrong at all
thought-
because we need an old head. We need
No,
a
no,
very
you
old
don't.
head
No,
here,
you
or
don't.
unless
You
we can
don't.
get Gus Hiddink.
Oh
No, you
my
don't. You don't. Gus
You
God.
Hiddink,
can
again.
get yourself an old head.
Oh
but
my.
Tom,
This is
You tell him,
amazing.
Mr. Link, man. I'm a respectful brother, man. Sorry,
This is
continue.
some of the best content I've heard in a while. But listen, first of all, I respect your opinion, but let me tell you why this is completely wrong. No way you invested in the most expensive footballing project in the world to get old heads. Okay, to get Mourinho. That first of all, that one is completely wrong because Mourinho, in his peak, was not developing young players. So
Not
in
at all.
his decline, he's definitely not doing that. Okay, Sean Dyche
Definitely
though.
not.
I was going to spend some time
He
talking
ain't-
about Mourinho, but
he ain't
Sean
got time for
Dyche,
them
that
prima
one is
donnas.
insane to me. When little Burnley, got relegated, and they were like, you know what? Now we have to do a footballing project. We're going to get rid of all the old heads we have in the team, and I'm going to get younger players. I'm going to try to play football on the floor. They went and got company from Belgium. Not an experienced manager, but they got rid of Sean Dyche to get a manager who's going to give them a style of play. You got so many ingredients, young ingredients, that need a manager who's going to mesh them all together, pick out the good apples from the bad apples, and the good apples end up staying in this team, and the ones that don't end up flourishing will end up getting sold. Because let's be honest, not the whole 29 players, all 29 players that you bought are going to end up being successful at Chelsea and going to have a place in Chelsea. But you need a manager to currently develop what you guys invested in and to make something from it. And then later, when you kind of need that push, that little final product, I understand then going and getting an old head that knows how to win and stuff like that, like a Mourinho or whoever it is at the time. But to think that Sean Dyche or Mourinho can come in and manage kids, let's be honest, you guys bought a bunch of kids and you need someone to work them together, which is why you got Poch. He had the Spurs project that he already succeeded at, and he made a team out of young kids. You need a manager like that. Sean Dyche and Mourinho are the last things that you guys need. You need an Arteta. As much as he didn't win anything, but Arteta developed young players. No, of course not. I'll tell you why. Arteta, even though I still have criticism towards him because he still hasn't won anything, but this manager came in with a philosophy and he just got rid of everyone he had. He brought in all the young players by design. It was his choice to design it that way. And in 4 years, took him a while, but in 4 years, he got him playing good football. Whether he wins something or not, that's a different debate, because that's a debate I have with Arsenal fans, if he is the manager to make you the final article or not. But right now, you need a manager that's going to come in and make something out of this team. If Poch can't make something out of this team, and he's coached younger players in his career, that's his only.
Give him 3 more years. Give him 3 more years.
If you want the link, just tell me.
It's not to me,
You could give
bro.
Poch 3 more years. I'm just saying, if you're going to use that narrative, which I agree with, then you might as well just keep Poch and have this conversation in another 2 or 3 years. Then
The thing is,
that's
it.
They have to keep it. They
have to keep
the manager. But what I'm saying to you is this: you know our fan base, right? And I don't get it. And I spoke to Nigel off air. I don't understand. Beginning of season, I said if we finish 8th, that's a good season. And I said this to Nigel. I said 8th. This is where these guys are. The problem is the expectation on the fan base, because at the beginning of the season, you've got people like that Jennings guy on Sky Sports saying we're going to finish top 4, and I was laughing my head off. And I'm thinking, you're not talking about Chelsea here, and he was.
Bro, Berbatov said you guys are going to be in a title race.
I didn't
Guys remember that.
I don't know about I don't know which title he's talking about, but
Jacob, if you
Berbatov
want
said
the
the
link, I
title.
can send it to you now. Just let me know, bro. I ain't ducking these.
all I'm saying is, I would stick with the manager, and we just need some experienced players. And I think that's what Poch needs. These guys need experience around them, because yesterday it wasn't great, but we for large parts of that game we just can't score. That is the ultimate problem, and how you address that, I don't know. But I'm willing to see it out. I am willing to see it out. I've got no problem in seeing the season out and then go again next season, and then
it's just
hopefully we
that
get better.
when you spend that kind of money, and you end up with a Jackson as your striker, it's like,
Brother, bringing on a man called Matson.
Yeah, but
Matson?
that's what they did. But that's
Ain't
what
that
they
a power
did.
tool or something?
Well, I can't
Matson.
listen. You
It's
guys are
like,
saying,
when you're trying to build a team, normally you try and get yourself, okay, all right, especially a team like Chelsea, like a top team, you must get that goal scorer in, like, all right, gets in, this is the guy that's going to get us the goals. Then maybe you start walking from there. Well, to have Jackson, to be honest, I've not seen any potential. I mean, someone was saying that he's got 6 goals in the Premier League.
Above the Lord Jackson, bro.
It took that guy struggled to get a hat trick against Spurs with how many men, or 10 men, or 9
bro,
men.
have you ever seen a man get a hat trick and then his team are complaining about him? Have you ever seen something like that?
Yeah, like,
have you? That's something I've never heard of. Even in FIFA, you get 10 out of 10 for that performance.
They're in trouble. They're in serious trouble.
When it could have had a super hat trick or 5.
Literally, big up Letty.
Listen, look, believe me, there's half of these Chelsea players, I don't even know who they are. But ultimately, we've acquired them, and I'm going to support them. Whether we play good, whether we play crap, I'm going to back the team. And if we lose again, we lose again. But that's where we are.
You're going to lose again.
Don't worry about that, bro. Hey, do you know what? Wait, hold on. We spent a long time talking about this Chelsea matter. And big up Hanif, man, because the reason why a lot of us on the panel are being more respectful, because it's not someone like a Don or a FX, because them lot, they were expecting some crazy things from your team this season. So Yeah, yeah. You're trying. You're trying. Even though your tone says otherwise, you're trying. And then Bezo, I know you want to talk about the Chelsea matter, but we're gonna have you kick off this Manchester United matter because it would be wrong for me to invite Staffy here and not to discuss his matter.
No,
So
we don't have to. I
no,
mean,
it's
I
good. It's good.
appreciate it,
At
but we don't
Old
have to.
Trafford, Ten Hag, one of the top. They were telling me one of the top 10 managers in world football before he came to Man U. All the Man U fans were so happy about the project. He's gonna bring Ajax ball over here. You saw how he did. Got that team to the Champions League semi-final. Wins the Carabao Cup. Talent, DNA, all this stuff I was hearing. But 3-0 at home to Bournemouth is the most recent affair when it comes to Ten Hag. Talk to me about what you think about that performance and what you think about Ten Hag at Manchester United right now. And Bizo, please tell me.
Okay, that's for me. I thought you were
Yeah, that's for you.
wanting Staffy to speak
No,
about
Staffy can respond after. Let him have some things to answer to first. Innit?
Okay.
You know what
Okay. Okay.
Why are you planning a whole show around me?
I would never.
So I think I've said this before. I've said it on a stream with you guys. I've shared it in a couple of the groups that we're in together, Kule WhatsApp groups. I like Ten Hag. I like his courage. There's something about his stubbornness that I've also enjoyed. Yes, I use the word courage because I feel as though, and I actually had a dispute about this recently. That, for example, it may have been a bad decision, but it took courage to take on a guy like Cristiano Ronaldo and finally have him pushed out of the club as opposed to himself being cut. A player of that magnitude and that influence. Whether or not it was a good decision, I think is a slightly different discussion. But the courage to be able to say, no, I don't want you in my team, or no, you're going to do what I want you to do. Except again, we can talk about the merits or the demerits of that, but I think it takes courage. Okay, I think he has a lot.
That's not the word I would have used, but okay.
That's fine. It's the word that I'm using, and it's the word that I'm sticking to. Just like Ten Hag stuck to his guns, I'm sticking to mine.
Go on, you do that.
We're gonna revisit that, by the way, sticking to his guns, because we're gonna need to revisit that.
Okay, no problem. But again, I think Manchester United, probably more than any other club in the country, has so much to deal with off the field as well. And I don't think it's just on the basis of right now. I've always felt that Manchester United, being what it represents for the Premier League, having had Alex Ferguson, who's this iconic coach and so on, this has always been something of the pan-ultimate British team. You understand? So being that as well, there's this pressure, I think, that comes with being a Manchester United player, a Manchester United coach, that whether winning or losing, I don't think quite exists in any other club, personally, culturally speaking. So I think the man is dealing with a lot. I also feel, and this is no offense to you, Staffy, personally, I don't know you.
He's going through it, and mental health and all that. Is that what you're saying?
But No, what I was going to say is that I think Manchester United fans on the whole are rather unreasonable. They always have been, whether they're winning or whether they are losing. And I think, again, that comes with this hyper British and very, this arrogant mentality of expecting yourself to be perhaps a little bit better than you really truly are. And the fact of the matter is, even if you look at some of Sir Alex Ferguson's teams, talent-wise, the man overachieved. I mean, what an incredible manager. He did things with some players that I thought, this is not a footballer. But somehow, Sir Alex Ferguson managed to make them winners. So I think he was such an outlier in terms of management that it has given the Manchester United fans, the club, the institution, this false sense of comfort at the top. And now they're facing realities that other clubs have actually faced on a rather regular basis since Sir Alex Ferguson's departure, and they have no idea how to deal with it. For example, one of the questions I might ask a Manchester United fan who says, "Oh, Ten Hag."
Ask Staffy specifically, Mbizo. Ask him.
Well, okay. Well, who would
as
be,
he's here? Let's not say Manchester United fans. As he's here.
Well, I mean, I'm just talking in general terms, of course.
Yeah. But as he's here, we might as well direct it at him. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he wants Ten out or not, though. So I don't know if this applies to him. But if you do, who do you bring in? That's better.
Okay. So hold on. If you're in an abusive relationship and there's no one else you're talking to, do you stay in that abusive relationship just because you don't know who the replacement is?
No, you
That
don't.
better
But
be no.
I don't understand how that's the same. We're not talking about a relationship.
Okay, no, of course it makes perfect sense here, and I'll tell you why.
Show me.
Because a manager is failing and I don't know who the replacement is, doesn't mean that I keep the manager. Okay,
Right, but your
You said-
analogy fails because you don't need to be in a relationship, but you need a manager. So these things
you're in a
don't quite-
relationship with your manager. That's why I use that analogy. Okay,
Yeah, I don't
So-
think that works.
that's fine. That's fine. But here's the thing. You said, what did you call United fans? You said United fans are spoiled or
I-
have high expectations, something like
Yeah, I
that.
think a
So
false
what are these
sense of the
expectations
ability.
that make them spoiled or high expectations?
Well, you expect to win all the time, right? You expect to play
Who said
good
that?
football.
No.
well,
So there's
no,
a
no,
difference between winning all the time and playing good football. When the bare minimum is getting results,
What do you expect, Staffy? Then let's
I
use you
expect
personally,
results.
because I was speaking in a very general sense, and this is why I didn't want to refer to you.
No, we can keep it in a general sense because I have an issue with people who think that holding the club accountable and the standards that the club should be at. And then this is not me, by the way, saying
Right,
win
there
the
we
league.
go. That's
This
the question.
season,
Standards of the club. What are the
Okay.
standards of the club, do you think?
winning football games
Okay.
or at least playing football. When you have neither, when you're losing 3-0 to Bournemouth at home and you think it's unreasonable for a United fan to not expect a win at home, I think we need to revise what you
That's not
think
what I
are high
said.
expectations.
That's not what I said.
If you were talking,
No. What
Listen,
I'm
if you-
talking about is the phase in which Manchester United is going through, which has been happening
What?
for some time.
I love the word
What I'm
phase,
saying-
and I'm
and
gonna
what
do what the
I
famous Steve
love
Bannon
this,
does.
you know. I love this team. Guy
What
back
I'm
it. I love it. I
Ten
love
Hag,
this.
out of all the managers that have come before him, Ten Hag is the one who is not only confronting at the same time, simultaneously, the issues on the pitch, but also dealing with a slew of issues outside the pitch.
He's
itself.
created his own issues. What are you talking about? If
Some of
I'm
them issues
beefing
he
with all
created,
these
but some of them-
players,
are you saying that all of
If-
the issues that are existing right now in Manchester United, Ten Hag brought them?
I never said that. But when you
Okay, so
create
you
a lot
agree
of your
then that there are
issues,
some issues
but
that I have to.
you're
that
really
he
not
has
letting
to
me answer
confront.
here. You're really not letting me
I
answer.
love this shit, man.
When
I don't
you
like
are
to be
listen,
misrepresented. I don't mind
when-
listening to you, but don't misrepresent what I'm saying.
I didn't misrepresent anything. I'm asking you questions, and I
What
want a
is it?
clarification before I can answer you.
And I
When
was
he
clarifying,
creates
but you said
when
I'm
he
not letting
creates his own issues, I got you by the way on the Ronaldo one. The Ronaldo one is the only one I agree on.
Oh,
Because
shit.
during the Ronaldo one, we were playing good football, we were picking up results, and Ronaldo found a way to be selfish and make it all upon himself. And if you remember that game correctly, we beat Spurs 2-0 at home. It was our best performance of the season, and he walked off the pitch, and all the news was about Ronaldo walking off the pitch instead of how good of a job he was doing and how good his performance was. However, when you freeze out De Gea and you let him go for free, when you freeze out for Sancho and say he's not training well, when you freeze out Varane and you say it's not the right partnerships, when there's news coming out that you want to sell Casemiro, when you bring in your players and you sign 400 million and you end up saying, I can't play Ajax football, but this is because this is not what I came in for. And that's why I told you we're going to revisit that whole thing that he stuck by his guns. He adapted to what he thought the United way was. Instead of playing his brand of football, he said, I'm going to play transition football because that's what the club was known for, not what I'm going to do because this is what I'm known for. All his signings are playing bad. He's benching them, the likes of Mount, the likes of Amrabat, and the likes of Anthony, who he spent so much money on. He is benching them to play the likes of Maguire, the likes of McTominay, that he said are not good enough, and he wanted to sell them in the summer, and they were linked to West Ham. And you're playing with them, and you're persisting with them, and you're not giving me either results, and you're not giving me a style of football 18 months in. And I'm looking around and I'm seeing Emery playing a style of football. I'm seeing Ange playing a style of football. I'm seeing Eddie Howe playing his style of football. And you're the only coward who didn't stick by your guns. When you're
Can I
doing
say
all
something?
that, and I'm getting battered 3-0 to Bournemouth, I'm about to get eliminated from the Champions League. I'm 4th place. I lost to my rival 7-0 last season. I already had how many losses did we have so far? We lost 6 games in the Premier League so far. He's broken 19 different records after his loss to Bournemouth. If that what the standard it should be, and not my expectation that's pretty high according to you, just to get results and have a style of play, then maybe we just need to go back and see what the expectations are, because clearly there's a divide between the fans on what we should be getting and what we're actually getting.
I understand the point that you're trying to make, but should Nottingham Forest also be expecting right now to win the European Cup?
Did
hold
Nottingham
on.
Forest?
Can I come in here? Can I come in here? Can I
That's
come
so
in here?
shameless. No.
Can
I'll let you come in, but let me just say that is so shameless to ask if a club who's not even a European competition to win. And by the way, you just conceded an old goal right there, because I didn't tell you my expectations was to win the league. So clearly my expectation isn't to win the Champions League.
No, I'm not saying that's what you said.
There is
What
a
I'm
gray
asking-
area between
what I
winning
am
a
asking-
tournament
what I am
and being
asking-
where we are.
What I am asking is an understanding of the phase. So I'm not saying that Manchester United should be
What is this whole
sacrificed.
phase thing? What are we doing on Arsenal right now?
Let me finish, and then you can hear what this phase thing is.
Let him finish that. Let him finish that. Let him land.
I've let you
That's what I'm
talk the
trying to do.
majority of the
Well,
time,
that's
and you
what I'm
still
trying
want to
to do.
explain more.
Do you want to know what the phase thing is or not?
I don't
Do
want
you
to.
want- do you want-
It's
so
a
can I answer it?
hypothetical
Can I answer
question,
the
because
question?
what is this
Can I
phase thing?
answer
I've
the
never
question?
heard of
Can
phases
I
my
answer
whole
the
life.
question? Let me answer the question then. If you've never heard it, let me tell it to you.
There you
Okay,
go.
It's just
keep asking the
nonsense.
question of what it
I've
is.
heard it, but it's nonsense.
Okay,
There you go, Stan.
and I won't fucking say it. So keep asking the question, and then someone else will answer it for who you want.
There
You're
you go.
getting pissed for no
Oh,
reason.
No, it's
whoa,
cool.
guys,
No.
guys,
Hey,
guys,
stop.
guys.
Stop.
Whoa.
It's cool.
Whoa.
That he answered.
Well,
He
okay.
asked me the question,
Listen.
what is the phase?
Maybe
I'm trying to explain the phase thing, and he says,
Bro, there's no
what's the
phases,
phase?
bro. Don't lie to
All right,
yourself.
stop. Let him
You're just
go with the
making
phase one, and you
excuses
come
for
back.
a manager.
Let him go with the
making
phase one, and you
excuses.
come back.
Talking
Stan.
about a phase for the
There's
manager.
no
maybe-
phase.
Talking
There's
about a
no
phase for the
phase that
fucking
tells
club,
me.
son.
There's no phase that tells me I'm gonna start playing McTominay because he backed 2 goals against Brentford or whatever game that was, and I'm gonna completely throw out my
You're being
philosophy
intentionally
and my
obtuse, because I'm
beliefs
not talking about
to
the
shit
actual
house
phase.
results.
What I'm talking about is the phase of the club, the difficulty that they're in, and the fact that a manager has to divide his attention not only with the results that are happening on the club, but with the entirety of the club's rot that is happening underneath the club, underneath the surface, that has been happening for quite
What does that
some
have to
time.
do with you playing football, bro?
Are you kidding me? What does
What does it have to
how
do
it
with you
happens on the
kicking a
pitch have to
ball
do with the structure
properly?
of the club? This is why Manchester United is in the state that it's in. Because
No,
you guys
you're
don't
the
understand
reason, bro. Since you
connection
want to blame
between
me, look at
structure.
you.
You don't understand the connection between structure and results. You don't understand.
do understand
you
that.
don't understand the connection between
Bro,
culture
you want them
and
to
results.
have a perfect structure to get results.
I didn't
as
say
far
he
as
needs
that,
to have
look,
a perfect structure.
Ya Rabbi.
Perfect is the word that you used, Staffy. That is the word that you
Okay.
used. Not once did I use the word
Hold
perfect.
on.
Let him go, let
Okay.
him.
Not once did I use the word
Listen.
perfect. And you are
Hold
actually
on, hold on.
an example of the very same thing that I'm
I
talking
missed
about
a bit of
Manchester
that.
United fans
Well,
for
I
being
think so.
You missed loads.
Yeah.
You missed loads, mate.
All right. Can we just cool off for a
Everyone take a
second?
breather.
Can we just cool off for a second?
Hey.
Can we just cool off for a second? Can we just cool off for a second?
You shit. You're shit. So what do you expect from Ten Hag?
Jesus.
Man, you
I ain't
shit.
seen
All right,
Bezo like this
listen.
before.
You shit.
Like,
All right.
No,
Bezo.
listen.
Come.
Listen. I don't think. I think Staffy understands. I think Staffy
They both got their
understands
points, man.
that
They both got
Manchester
their points.
United are pretty shit. I think he understands that. I don't think he's disputing that this team are pretty shit. I don't think he's disputing that. But what I would say in this conversation, for what I say, but listen, as a Liverpool fan, I'm actually loving what I'm seeing right now. Manchester United, loving it, absolutely loving it. It's absolutely great because we witnessed Alex Ferguson do this to us for so long, and it's fantastic to see that. Outside of that, I think ETH, to be honest, has been a failure. And outside of the, whatever has happened in, behind the scenes, yes, we understand that there are a lot of things going on behind the scenes and with the owners and things taking money out of the club. But I think personally, his style of football has not been identified by anyone. And, you cannot be in a job for over 18 months and you have no identity whatsoever of how you play. Sometimes it's just pick and choose. You might be confident in how you get rid of Ronaldo, pompous on how you get rid of some players, stand your ground. Yes, that's what you're supposed to do. You were brought in to do that, actually. He was the man. He was the man to take Manchester United to a different place. But I don't see what he has done in 18 months. The season that they got into the Champions League, we had other teams that were actually just play bad, like a team like Liverpool. We had no midfield and they were able to capitalize. But in 18 months, you can't tell me that this is how we play. Or if he did play, because we saw him play, we saw his style of football in the Champions League for Ajax. Clearly, he has not done that in the Premier League.
But for that, I hear what you're saying, and I think Staffy's at a place where he's not behind what the manager's doing. But I saw you on the terrace, and I think Terry was talking about, but there was a situation where Man United are making the same either mistake or the same decision each
Look,
time
his
this happens.
signings have not worked. He
No,
has to
but
take
wait,
a lot of blame. You understand what I'm
hold on. I
saying? That's
hear
what I'm
that,
trying to say.
but
Yeah.
no, I hear that, but this cycle seems to happen constantly with the last few
Yeah.
Man U
Correct.
managers, especially
That's why I
since
said,
obviously
Kunle, if your
Ferguson. So
only
what needs to
argument,
happen?
if your only
What needs to
argument
happen?
is that we can't change a manager again because we failed in the past, let me tell you something. That's how football was. And it's always been like
Can
that,
I
and it is like
come
that.
in on this?
We always, all of our
Yeah, ask
clubs,
Staffy.
change managers when the manager before it fails. Do I understand that my club is shit and it's being run shit? Yes, I already acknowledge that. Okay, but I don't need Joel Glazer to be a good manager, a good owner, for me to play football on the pitch against Bournemouth. I need good owners to win the Champions League. I need good owners to win the league. I need good owners to stay consistent and compete year after year and bring in the best players. But when you've gotten 400 million and then 18 months later, you can't identify a style of football. Meanwhile, there's managers with as bad owners or less backing from their owners and less money. And then you look at them this season and they're playing better football with less quality players and they're ahead of us in the league. And you can clearly see what the manager is doing. I can't sit here and blame all that when I'm seeing shit football for 18 months, when I'm seeing all your signings fail, when I see Rashford drop off again, when I see Bruno, who is your captain, not leading this team properly, when I see your signing of Onana not confident enough and he's throwing the ball in his own net. There's so much that he played a part of, and there's nothing for me to hold on to. The main argument is, oh, we've done this again. We've done it before. Let's not do it again. That is not a good enough argument. Because I had traumas of the past. I shouldn't try again. So let's just liquidate the
But
club then.
the structure as well also has a part to play.
Of
You
course,
have to
but
also
every club
acknowledge
has
that.
every club.
Fala, sir.
You know,
One sec. Hanif wanted to say something about this situation.
I just want to say something that I agree with what Staffy is saying, most of it. But Staffy, I think that's a conversation you have at the end of the season where you think, you know what, we got to let you go and we got to look elsewhere. I could agree with that. You know, for just to bring it back to Poch, for the fact we're playing decent football going forward. We just can't defend to save our lives. And I thought Ten Hag would be able to implement his style, but the problem at United, the issue is the issue that Ten Hag didn't have at Ajax is he had a structure. At Man United, you don't have a structure. You've got to come in and you've got to implement your style, and then obviously a few weeks back or a few
What
months
is the
back when he
style?
said that
Because he said he's not playing his own style.
Yeah,
You know,
and I was
that
coming
comment
to
was
that, Staffy.
suicidal when he said that. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah,
If he came out and said, I want to play my philosophy, but the players around me are still not good enough, I'd be like, you know what? This guy really wants to do something. Give him time, because not all these players, a lot of these players have let previous managers down. Let him get all his players in, and eventually he'll get to what he wants. But the guy's a coward. He came in and said, I'm trying to play the United way. What the fuck is the United way? Who said we hired you? I said this example before. It's like I went to a chef and he gave me a sample of food and I said, I like this. I'm going to hire you to an event. I need you to cook me this. And then you come in and you cook something different. Why did you change what you originally gave me when I hired you based on that? How are you saying I gave up my philosophy to play the United way? So you're trying to accommodate to the players instead of bringing in players that accommodate to you. That just shows me you're clueless. Because if I told you 18 months ago, we're going to be playing football with Harry Maguire and McTominay as the first two names on the pitch, and we're going to be playing McTominay over his signings because he's scoring goals and he's shithousing goals, you would have laughed at me. You would have been like, why would you hire that manager then? We would have kept Oli. Because the most of the teams that we're playing right now are early players. When he's benching Emre, but that win against Everton, by the way, the only signing from the only play from his signings was Onana. We put in Lindelof and Maguire and Bissaka and Dalot. That was Shaw and Dalot, and that was his team. That was Oli's back line. The only difference was the goalkeeper and Maino, who we put in the midfield, and that's an academy product. So you're telling me 3 years later, I'm playing Oli ball with Onana in goal? Come on, man, miss me with this shit, bro. And we're gonna talk about structure. Come on, bro.
I see, but I see your point. But I think I think the issue is I don't think Ten Hag could get rid of the issue. The issues at Man United are the players like Rashford. I can't believe he got an extension. He should have been given. He should have been given the
Yeah,
extension because we know
Martial.
what's going to happen.
Martial's
Because
still
the season
there.
after,
Yeah.
yeah, no. But what I'm
But
saying is, do you remember when
how has he not
Martial
been
and
able to
Rashford had
get a
that
tune out
wonderful
of Van der
season?
Beek?
Talk about
lot of
Højlund then,
questions.
because he signed him for 70 million and he hasn't gotten a tune out of him. And I rate Højlund, but how come he still has 0 goals? Why are we talking about Marcel and Rashford when you brought in your guy? Anthony has
It's
0
true.
GA.
Malacia is rubbish, or he's always
He's injured
rubbish.
anyway, so I'm not even going to talk about. But Anthony,
Mason Mount, I don't know why you bought him. Is he fit? Is he even fit?
the guy
You
got
fit?
injured twice, but even when he was available before he just got his recent injury, he sat on the bench for about a month and a half. Anthony has 0 goals and 0 assists in 26 games. And
He's
that's
a
his
gangster.
signing.
That's
That's his
wild,
signing.
man.
These are his signings, bro. We are on a
Yeah.
-3. We're on a -3 goal
His
difference.
signings have been very
After
poor.
16
His
games.
signings have been very
Zero
poor,
in 20.
and that's
I
where
beg you to
he
do
has to
this.
take the blame.
I agree with you. And
Wow.
Kunle, I beg you to go to do this. Go look at the table right now and look at the top 8 and read the goals for how many goals we've scored for United, and look at everyone else.
Yeah,
Everyone. Do you want me to spoil it for you, or do you want to check it?
Yeah, spoil it for me. Spoil it for me, man.
I know
United has
Chelsea
I
on
wanna
0.
know the
It's
end
pretty
of the
bad.
movie.
I think they are minus something. Of yeah.
No,
No, it'll be
we're
minus now.
-3. We're -3.
Minus 3
We
now.
scored 18
Yeah.
goals. Everyone around us in the top 8 has at least scored 30 goals. We have the same amount of goals.
We scored more than them.
We have 1 more goal than Luton, I believe. 1 or 2. Everton has more goals than us. Bournemouth has more goals than us. The whole team, listen, there's a lot of players that I don't rate, and I get that. Most of them got to go. But to sit here and not call out the manager when every individual is playing bad, name me one player that's playing good for United right now. And if you can name me one, then there you go. But you can't name me one. He's not playing good. He had a couple goals, but he's not playing good.
Wait, let me get into some of these comments, man. Big up Osai. He says, I don't feel sorry for Ten Hag. He wanted the job. I knew it was going to be tough. And this is the real, bro. He knew it was going to be tough. So, and he thought he was ready. He was talking about eras come to an end and all that stuff when he started. So, no excuses for him, 100%. I mean, Ten Hag's friends tried to convince him not to take the Man U job, but he did not listen. Letty, I don't think the answer to this question means anything, to be honest. So I'm gonna let him. If he feels like telling you that, then he can tell you that. But I don't think that means anything. His football opinion has nothing to do with who he supports.
Crystal Palace,
literally.
but not as passionately as most of you guys support your clubs.
Man, I don't know what that's about. Man changed the Ajax Philip Mignon. Hey, Scott, hey, I don't want anyone to disrespect my boy Scotty Too Hotty on this channel because that is my fucking guy. Scotty, Man United captain. Hey, Man United captain.
The fact that
Man United should be grateful to McTominay, to be honest with you.
As in, he's the one that's kept them in the top.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Page one, bro. He's kept them in the top half of the Premier League.
That's their guy. That's their
and
guy.
That's the real. Top scorer. Let's not take the piss out.
You know what?
Man,
this
man.
guy,
they made sure Lanke look like a fucking world beater this weekend.
McTominay saved his job in a couple games. He scored a couple goals for him, and he saved his job, and he rewarded him by starting him every game. That midfield is still wide open like a hooker's legs, and he still plays.
Anyone with a punch.
You know what? Because he knows McTominay in any moment can just nick a goal for him. Does absolutely nothing in the midfield, but crashes the box, scores a tap in, scores a header. Let me play him, so maybe I can shit houses any longer. I can't respect you when you're just trying to cheat your way in staying in the job because you know McTominay scored you a couple goals. You're relying on McTominay to score you goals after you just signed Højlund for 70 million.
Top scorer.
It's insane, bro.
That is wild. That is wild. But we need to move on past this Man United thing. You guys have taken a little bit of pain already on the channel already. Smash the like button, my people. Whether you're watching now,
I gotta go anyways,
later.
Kunle. I gotta go anyways. But listen, big up for having me. Big up to everyone on the panel. Big up to my United brother down there. I know we didn't really necessarily agree on everything, but we're still cool.
Big up, bro.
Yeah.
All right, then, my G, man. Check out Staffy TV. I'm gonna put the link to his channel in the description of this video, my people. Woo! But smash the likes, my people. Yeah, well, it's how it happens. Hey, sometimes football discussions get heated. It's just how it is. What it is.
It seems like there's something going on between both of you. You certainly didn't want to address him at all.
with
From the
Mbzo,
onset, he
and Staffy.
avoided this. Mokunle, you actually, this is your fault, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no,
He
you know what?
avoided
But
this.
you know what? But it's healthy.
And
No, I actually enjoyed that back and forth with Mbzo and Staffy.
That was good.
And you know
It
what?
was good. It
That's
was
why I was
good. It
clapping
was
from the
good.
beginning because
Yeah.
I've been with Staffy before, been with Mbzo, and I had this feeling them two would go at it in a good way. I didn't know
Yeah,
getting
like
so heated
they
though.
both had their points. They both had their
But
points.
those are good points, but bring them back together. Not for the whole heated thing, but I just think it was just good. They were going at it. I think it was
was good.
healthy.
The both.
And I've never seen Mbzo heated like that before. I have never. Maybe I've not been with him often, but I never knew that was in him. Usually Mbzo is just,
He said he never
he's just
knew
like
that
he's
was
very
in it.
tolerant.
Oh man, you not
Usually
seen the
tolerant.
professor before? See you.
Mbzo, I don't know what happened. I don't know how your day went before, bro. But jeez, man.
Hey, but yeah. Anyway, back to the football. I know. What's really happening in Mbzo is Specs is trying to keep us distracted, bro. He's trying to keep us distracted for what happened at Shite Hart Lane yesterday. And I don't want to big up anyone on this channel that's from North London, my competitors. But yesterday, it was supposed to be the memo was Spurs was supposed to go 6 games without a victory. That was the memo. Everybody signed it, everything, but Newcastle no agree. They no agree. They want to ruin everybody's weekend. We wanted to enjoy the Spurs tears. Everyone had been on YouTube checking the compilations. Oh no, I didn't know. I spoke to Jacob, United Spurs of America, but just before the game, he's like, Kunle, just give me this one. Give me this one game. Let me have this. I said, no. You can't have this, bro. I want you to stay in that robe of that loser robe or whatever you wear. So he wears a robe and he keeps it on for streams as long as Tottenham lose. And I wanted to see that robe again all over YouTube. But Specs' team, they no agree. They no allow us to enjoy. Specs, talk to me. Answer for your team's crimes yesterday, man. Answer. What happened?
Man.
What the fuck happened, man?
You know what the fuck happened, bro. Excuse my language. Look, man. Deep down, no one is a look, man. How do I start, man? Bloody hell. Look, not to use the injury. No, I'm stressed out a bit because it's like I can't attack the players because
why not?
Well, no, I can't, bro, because we're asking the same 10 or same 11 players. 5th game going on now to do the same thing, same formation, same intensity.
Welcome to the big leagues, bro.
Yeah, I've heard that narrative. If we had our full squad,
not a narrative. These are the facts. It's not a narrative, my bro.
The only reason why I call it a narrative is because if I had how can I put it, man? Look, these injuries, we all knew going into the season was going to be hard, especially on our squad as it is. We all knew you can get injuries, that's normal, or get tired or fatigued. But the fact is, we've got so many injuries. We've got a guy banned for gambling, etc., etc. We're asking a lot for the players. We've got young Miley in there asking for the same thing over and over again. Eventually, it was going to catch up. We've done pretty well in some games, so we've done well considering where we're at now with injuries. But it's catching up, bro. My question:
can we spam the chat with violins, please, for Specs, man? I don't know what the heck is going on here.
I'm saying it as it is, bro. I'm telling you, if you had a full squad, Spurs ain't doing that, bro. But I was expected. Look at Everton. Everton absolutely.
Anyone else, feel free to jump in at Specs.
Yeah. No, let me just land because I need to explain. I need to explain my opinion. Yeah, I'm not going to attack the players.
Explain your opinion. Yeah.
What I do question, and I love Eddie. I ain't got no beef with Eddie. I never will have beef with Eddie, but he needs to be questioned. Yeah, if you're gonna pick out a player out of the rest of the tired players, Kieran Trippier, clearly legs are gone at this moment in time. In the Everton game,
to you, bro. Good eye, mate.
All good, man. He got Kieran Trippier, bro. In the Everton game, I don't know why Eddie didn't take him off. He made 2 back-to-back mistakes. Even before the mistakes, within the 20th minute, him and others look like their legs were gone. And he's not changing it up. You got subs there, use them. I don't care if it's risky or these players ain't good, whatever. The legs are gone, bro. There's no point using these good players, but the legs are gone. We go into the Spurs game 2 or 3 days later. I thought we would have started Hall on the left, Tino on the right. You saw what Ange done then. He purposely put Son, moved to the left, because you knew Kipper, he wasn't going to be up for it. When you got tired minds and tired legs, it's a wrap, bro. The same thing happened with their first two goals. Not blaming Trippier, I blame management because he shouldn't be there. Period. And we're tired, bro. It is what it is. I won't excuse it completely because I thought it was a shite show. I thought our defense was awful. And we're all human and confidence comes into play as well. So I just question the management. I don't really blame the players. It is what it is. We're tired, bro. And if anyone wants to play Newcastle, play them now. Because our legs are gone, bro. And I leave it at that. You can say your piece.
I think we have to agree with what some of the things you've said, because I mean the team.
Why do we have to agree? Why do we have to agree?
No, we have to agree because the team has been playing more back to back. Hold on a second, they played in the Champions League with the same team, like with no substitutions.
Is it our business? It's our business that they know how to rotate their squad. I don't understand.
I mean, look, it is what it is. What's going on? It is injuries are part. Yes, injuries are part of it, obviously, but they've been really affected by injuries.
Crisis. It's a crisis, bro.
It's an injury crisis.
No
excuses. No excuses.
Just like Letty's saying here, you have money, get quality players, don't care.
They do have money. They do have money. They do have money. They have more money than any other football club there is right now. They do have money.
FFP, bro. Let's not be silly here. Let's have a conversation. If this was 10, 15 years ago and Newcastle could do what they want, bruv, trust me, bruv, it'd be a different story on there.
But hey, who told you to use your money on Tonali? Who begged you? Who begged you to buy Gambler? Who begged you? When there's there's a lot of young French African players in League that could have filled that role very well, but no. You went for the glamorous mafioso, and now you are paying the price. I beg, get out.
Specs. When are you gonna get some of your players back?
All right. So Longstaff I was quite surprised Longstaff and Wilson were back already, but they started on the bench. But in terms of everyone else, Botman still haven't got a clear answer when he's going to be back. The rest, Burns, etc., the Barneses, all these guys, they're saying pretty much. Probably after January. After January, we can have a conversation. That's when these players are coming back. They're not coming back for now, bro. That's why January is going to be important.
Wait. Hold on. I want to bring him. Hold on. I want to bring Mbizo in here because what Specs has tried these sensational tactics, and I've talked about this tactics. I've talked about these tactics before. My father taught me this tactics some years ago. Mbizo, panel, everyone here listening, just so you know, it's called something special called confuse and convince. So what he's now taking us to, you see the angle that he took Hanif's question. He's got Hanif asking questions about when your players coming back. We're talking about losing 4-1 to Spurs. We're talking about when these players. It nearly worked, bro. It nearly worked. Mbizo. Please
I have a question.
Talk to me. This guy is a crook.
Criminal. I want to gather information.
Please do.
I've been watching quite a lot of Spurs because I've been enjoying their football.
We need to talk about this as well, Mbizo. This comment.
Well, this was going to be my question. Was Newcastle's loss solely down to their underperformance and the troubles that they have been, experiencing, or does some credit go to the Australian and the football that Tottenham has? Because I'm asking because I didn't watch, but I have been impressed with Tottenham, and I've even said it to you guys that despite some of the losses that they've had, I was impressed with their performances. They lost even when they lost ugly that one game. I thought, listen, on another day, if the football gods are on your side, maybe that result goes your way or something like that, So I've felt that they've been quite good. So my question is, Specs, was Newcastle's loss solely because of their incapacity to play at the required level, or does Tottenham deserve some credit? And if Tottenham deserves some credit, do we maybe give the boys a bit of a break?
Bruv. You could say I'll say it's 60-40 and the 40 going to Spurs. 60-40. Because what you got to understand is, look, I'm not surprised. That's why I didn't have a meltdown on my live watch along because I knew what was coming. Spurs have been losing games or whatever. you've got a tired, legless, same 11 team playing 90 minutes for the 5th game in a row, playing a team that is set up with everyone attacking. The fullbacks, the bloody centre-backs, the midfield, everyone's attacking high intensity. We're known for that.
Spurs had injuries too.
Hold on.
Aspects.
Hold on. Not like Newcastle. Don't do that. Yeah? We're playing the same tired players, bro.
They're missing their best players, bro. Van der Ven.
What? Oh, Madison and all this. Who
What
else?
do you mean, oh, Madison? Like
Madison,
it's not a big loss.
and who else?
Oh, Madison. No, don't.
And who are we missing?
Don't make me have to stick up for these.
We're missing Wilson, Barnes, no Sean Longstaff, no Elliot Anderson as a backup, bruv, no Botman, no Pope. You want me to go on, bro? Let's not do this, yeah? I'm passionate.
It's football.
That's why I said it is what it is. I saw it coming. Look, look, brother. You got tired legs.
That's football.
This was the worst time to look. This was the worst time for us to play Spurs, and our way form was poor, by the way. It's the worst time to play Spurs, and it was Spurs' best time to play a team to pick up points. Of course, we're gonna pick up points at home against Newcastle. We're tired, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
This is horrible.
I'm telling you, bro.
Horrible.
I'm telling you.
I can't believe what I'm witnessing here on Tunnel TV. I can't believe what I'm witnessing here. So because you are tired, because you're a professional footballer that is tired.
Mental.
That's why we should just let you off, Abi. You should just concede 4 goals because you are tired. Well done.
Bro.
Go on, land now. Because the way he's landing, he's not landing the plane. He's still taking off.
I said it's
he's taking off in so many directions.
I said it's 60-40. Big up to United Spurs of America, bro.
Can I ask a follow-up question to that, Specs? And again, I'm not asking to try to make some kind of point. I really and genuinely
that's cool, bro.
Curious about this. What kind of changes might you have made in the game, or would you have expected perhaps to refresh the squad and so on and so forth to try to get a better result? Again, this is because I didn't see the game. I haven't watched Newcastle for the last couple of games as well.
Good question, and I'm glad you asked that, because what I've been moaning about for the last 2 or 3 games is we have these back and forth with some fans or neutral fans that say, "Oh, Specs, but who else are you going to put out there?" Bruv, if you have subs on the bench, I don't care. They're there for a reason. Use them. You can call it risky, but you can have all the greatest players in the world. If your players are mentally and tired and physically gone, change it up. So, for example, if you go to the Spurs game...
So who's to blame for that, Specs?
I told you I questioned Eddie. Love Eddie, will never go against him. I questioned him against Everton, and I was fuming when I saw the starting lineup.
Don't listen to Nigel Englishman, Specs. He's trying to draw you in. Answer my question first. Which are the changes? Give me the example.
All right, then. So with the to this Spurs game, I would have either put in Emil Kraft for trips, or I would have put in Hall on the left and switched Tino to the right. And then if you want to bring on Trippier for experience, that's how I would have started. Just change it up, bro. Like, you can't keep doing the same thing, innit? Like, especially like we had a 5 days rest, and within 20 minutes of the Everton game, we looked tired, which was mental. But I understand why. So 2 or 3 days later, you're going away again to Spurs, who are in and around us, and they're up for it. They want to get their 3 points. They've had a bad run. And then
5 days is enough time for any professional football players.
Well, that's my point. That's my point. So the fact that we look like that against Everton, and then 2 or 3 days later, you want to play the same team again against Spurs, I can't accept that. So that and then you saw what happened with Trips. You saw what happened again with Trips.
Yep.
That ain't the usual Trips. That was tired header, tired feet, tired leg, lazy leg.
Man was tripping up and down that field, though, wasn't he? Tripping up and down that field.
I was following in the groups, right? And I must admit, I was surprised when I heard, I saw guys writing, Trippier is having a howler. Guys were writing that.
2 games in a row. Yeah.
Trippier is a top player. I like him. So
but he's human.
But Son was sending him on trips all yesterday.
Remember, I made it clear. I'm not attacking Trippier because some people have been like kind of getting at him. Yes, you can criticize players whenever, but I will never attack him. I will never take their management. But I will just question, why are you playing the guy again? Take him out of the firing line. Yeah, it's mad. So
can I come in on this?
Yeah.
Can I? Yeah. Look, obviously, Newcastle suffering injuries. We get that, but with the personnel that you had available, including your bench, the good managers always mix you up in terms of tactics and formations.
Mm-hmm.
And surely,
Mm.
I'm not saying you guys are gonna go out and win there, but surely you can just play defensive football and you can just counter Spurs and just try and hold off and do what other managers have tried to do. I'm not saying that you don't have injuries. I get that, but Specs, I said it on the last stream. I don't know if you were here. I said you guys are possibly going to win something this season because of how far you've come. You've got this air of confidence about
Not
you,
with this
especially at
victim
home. You're
mentality,
one of
and
the
if they can't do it with this victim
you're one of
mentality.
this you're one of the top teams in my opinion in the Premier League. You're the top four, top five, top teams, and
Facts.
these types of issues are going to happen. They happen
Factually,
to
you're
all
like
of us. Liverpool,
sixth or
United,
seventh.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
They're going to happen
Factually.
to. They're not going to happen to Chelsea because we've self-destructed. But these types of issues will crop up now and now. Look at Mbizo smiling. These types of issues will crop up, and Eddie Howe has to find a way. How many players do you need in January, Specs?
Well, if it was our way, if we could do it our way, I'd say about 3 or 5 players. That can't happen due to certain reasons, as we all know. So we have to go. For me, we probably will go into the Saudi market. You know how that all works, Sam. We won't get into that. We're gonna need a couple of loans,
Looking for
bro.
Nevers and them, man. Yeah.
We're gonna need a couple of
Specs,
loans,
how can
Nah,
you
bro.
it's
say you need a
terrible.
couple of
You lot are
loans? You can go and
terrible.
buy cheap players. You can go and buy decent players for decent
But
money.
FFP, bro. FFP, man.
I,
Bro, how much
People got
money
to
have
keep
you guys
remembering that.
spent? Bro?
wait. Sorry,
You were
Hanif.
nowhere near
Correction.
FFP though.
Sorry,
Huh?
Mad.
Hanif. Correction. Newcastle are actually the 7th best team in the league currently, not the 3rd or 4th, 7th.
No, you know what I meant
You know
by
what he
that.
meant.
You
Don't
know
do
what
that.
I
Don't.
meant.
I don't. I'm just clearing it out. I'm
He's,
just clearing it
No,
you
but
out.
know what?
Henry's got a point,
You know
though.
what, Nigel? I hope you don't win the league now. I'll give it to Africa Scouts.
What have
I
I
hope you don't
done? What have I
win the league
done,
now.
bro? Forget,
I
bro.
hope you
I'm
don't
just
win the
here
league
being
now.
the host of this show.
Arsenal
That's it.
fans are making
I'm
themselves
just being
targets.
the
They're making
host
yourselves.
of.
You're making
I'm
yourself
just
enemies.
being the host of this show. I beg now. I mean, a
Remember,
neutral.
listen, the
But
season's
wait,
not finished yet.
We've
I'm just
spent
letting you know that.
we've
bro.
spent a
But
long time talking about shit teams, haven't we?
okay, I knew this would come
Is that
as
what
this
we're
guy
doing,
was going
yeah?
to be on the stream.
I
Is that what we're
mean,
So
like
doing,
we've
yeah?
actually
obviously,
spent an hour
obviously,
plus talking about
He's got,
teams that
well, okay,
actually
yes, he's got,
it
can't
yes,
wouldn't be
sprint a
right.
couple
It wouldn't be
passes.
right. It wouldn't be right to end the stream without talking about the team that currently sit top of the league right now. And Bezo, this show would have gone so much more enjoyably if you guys had just managed to see the job through, or if the referee didn't have to make some controversial decisions, which we won't
Jamie.
get into, I guess.
Jamie.
But Liverpool got the job done again after going from behind. 2-1 win against Crystal Palace. Talk to me, Fola. Is this the season?
It's looking that way. It's looking that way, to be honest. But
Wow. 16 games in, it's looking that way. Yeah.
yeah, it's looking that way. You know, it's looking that way. But what I would say about the game, to be honest, I think we got away with murder. Crystal Palace actually they put on a good show. They put on a good show. And I think they also targeted Endo. They went physical on us in midfield, and they knew the weak spots, the targets, and it was a good master class tactics from Roy. I think it was spot on. But look, like they always say about teams that with the mental strength that we have, going a goal down is nothing, or even a man down to us. I think this season we've shown time and time again that football is played in 90 minutes, and we keep going. And the bench actually has come of age. Elliot has come of age, and the guy owes us. The guy has been owing us a performance like that for a very long time. The guy has finally delivered on, to me, he came off the bench and he was the man of the match. So that says a lot about what the guy brought to the table.
That's all semantics. He wasn't really man in the match, but yeah, he did his thing.
Well, I think to me, like I said,
he was a man in the match for that. Come on, even though you're too
scared
to shout
I'm
to
just
the
telling you. No, I'm just telling you the facts. The actual facts. I'm not trying to look. I watched the game, so I'm telling you, Elliot was my man because everything happened around him. The red card
we missed you
incident,
in the studio, bro. We missed you in the studio.
The red card incident was because Ayu took him down. That was one.
Come on, bro. You know that wasn't a red. That wasn't a yellow card, man.
That's what I'm saying. I'm coming to that. Okay. However, the incident did happen, and it was a soft yellow, to be honest with you. But I think the first one
No,
was
it
the
wasn't a
silly
soft
one.
yellow. It wasn't a yellow. Don't say it was a. It wasn't
Nigel,
a
let
yellow.
the man
No,
finish.
he
How
could have
about
got it because there was a counter attack. There was a
Bullshit.
counter attack. You know, I've
Come
seen it given. I've seen it given, but I think it was a soft one, to be honest. But his first yellow was a silly one. His first yellow was a silly yellow card. But the second one, yeah, I think it was a bit soft.
That one, they
I
must
mean,
refuse him jollof at AFCON. I don't want to see him with a plate of jollof at AFCON. That's IU. I'm tired.
I think he pissed a lot. I think he pissed a lot of Crystal Palace fans because I think that was when the whole dynamic of the game changed for us, and obviously came up with 3 points. But I know my guy wants to say something. You know, he wants to say something. I know. Say something.
How is Trent looking this season? How is Trent doing? And this new and from your combination in midfield, who is your best midfielder at the moment?
It's hard to say, to be honest with you, because obviously we still don't have a defensive midfielder in place. Right now, I would say our best midfield will still be Soboslai, McAllister, and Gravenberch. That would be my.
You know why I'm delighted to hear
Trent.
you say that, my brother. You know why I'm delighted to hear you say that is because I said it. You see, people who don't watch anything other than the Premier League, they don't know about what footballers are doing outside of England. I said it. I said that Gravenberch should be a starter at Liverpool. Perhaps he needed some time to adjust.
That's who we should have signed instead of Havertz.
Exactly. Perhaps it didn't work out quite as well as people had thought at Bayern. But one thing we know about Bayern Munich is that they're one of the best in the world at scouting. And if a player at that age is able to be scouted like for a team like Bayern, that he's a top player. I've been saying it for a while that Gravenberch should be started.
The only thing we have noticed, sorry for cutting you short. The only thing we've noticed about him is that he can't play for 90 minutes in the Premier League. You know, it's very clear, very obvious. He gets tired around like the 70th minute. So it's what we do. Do we start him? Then obviously we know that's going to come off, or do we go with that's a dilemma with it. That's probably the reason why
I think you have the depth because, for example, in Endo, I know you guys didn't like. You in particular expressed some dismay at the signing initially, but this is
not me. That's Kunle, not no. That's KB. I mean, I'm not. Look, the reason we signed him for a reason. He's the only DM that we have. We needed someone to come in. He's 30 years old. Yeah, look. He's an international football player. I don't say it like that. I say, look, he has his qualities, and clearly from the goal he scored against who was that again? Was it?
I don't know. We're not Liverpool fans. We don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, anyways, you could tell against.
I'm a bitter host, bro. I had a rough
weekend. Look, don't worry about it, man. We're top of the league. He was thinking it was going to be top of the league for this, for this podcast. But unfortunately, there's a bit of jealousy.
The reason why he's angry because he's jealous. The only thing he can post right now is
facts. I'm not denying facts. I'm not denying facts.
The Premier League.
Facts. I'm fucking.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Does Liverpool have enough? Squad depth to compete for the Champions League and the Premier League.
I think right now it looks like as if we have the best bench in the Premier League this season. To be honest with you,
because no excuses. Treble loading, yeah, treble.
No, I hope so. But I think the bench has come good for us this season. I mean, they've really giving us extra strength in lots of stages.
What I will say
around that time.
So what I will say about Liverpool is, as Liverpool are definitely a threat. They're definitely more of a threat than I expected them to be without your traditional DM this season. I thought if they'd got Caicedo, I remember saying that title challenge, no doubt, but they didn't get him. So, but you liked him last season, and Biza, don't do that. But yeah,
no. I said he was a decent player. I never said he would make anyone a title challenger, and he's certainly not worth 100 million.
And Biza, I get. Okay, wait, hold on. You
started him.
You
I'm going to go
you
and find
didn't
it,
you
and
didn't
let's
say
go.
the 100 million. I'll agree with you. You didn't say the 100 million. I'll agree with you with that. But when we spoke in the group, you said if they get Caicedo, they can win the title.
Yeah,
You said it.
I said if they get Caicedo, but not for 100 million.
Look,
And
if
then
we have
Okay,
any,
not for
if we
100 million.
have
Okay,
any,
cool.
to be honest with you, right
then I
now, if
said-
we have
and then
any
I said
fast
when they-
defensive midfielder,
when Chelsea ended up buying him and Lavia for that
Yeah.
amount of money, I ended up, and I'm going to bring the stream if anybody says name. I'm going to find it and I'm going to post it. I said, thank God Liverpool missed out. That's actually what I said. Because after that is when they went to go get Gravenberch. And then I said that is a superior signing. I said that is a vastly superior signing to that boy. That's what I said.
But I will
Caicedo.
actually wait. I will give it to him
I
because
wanna see the
what he
video.
did say. No, I will give it to him because I'm now remember. I remember he said if Liverpool did have Brighton's midfield, that doesn't mean they're going to win the league. He says, I remember you saying something like that because that was the Brighton pairing.
I said because Liverpool had
Yeah,
already
yeah.
bought the Argentine boy and then wanted to
Mhm.
bring this Colombian boy. And I said the Brighton midfield doesn't automatically make you
Yeah.
a league winner.
But you
when
also
I
said
was considering-
the title challenge is part
right.
of that.
No,
I hear you, I hear you.
absolutely. But I wasn't referring necessarily to Caicedo in particular on his
Fair,
impact
fair,
as much as
fair.
the necessity for a quality defensive midfielder to replenish an aging and depleted midfield, which this depletion began with the departure of Gini Wijnaldum. And then shortly after the departure of Sadio Mane, who, despite being a forward, is all action Jackson all over the pitch. He's in the midfield. He's defending. He's running left to right. So when you lose two players who are the engine room and the heart, you have to replace them. You can't go on with James Milner and Jordan Henderson and expect to compete with anyone.
I think the replacement of Genie has we've seen him now, and he goes by the name of Gravenberch, and he's a lot
Look at you.
younger.
I don't like your tone,
Don't pass
Mr. Man. I
over.
don't like your tone. I swear it. What's all this
Love
swagger
it.
in your tone?
Listen, this is a tone
fuck
of
is this,
look.
man?
It's the swag. I don't need to shout. Why should I come here and be shouting?
I want you to be. I want your veins to be popping
The
out.
table
of
is
your
already
neck. What do you
speaking for
mean?
itself.
The
The
heck
table
is
is
this?
already speaking for itself.
Anyway,
Top
okay,
of
this
the
is what I
league,
was saying.
top of the
Hey,
league,
this is what I
outright
was saying about.
top
Hold
of
on.
the
This is what I was saying
league.
about Liverpool because we're wrapping
The
up. We've got a little
Scousers.
bit got a
Top
little bit over time
of
talking
the
about
league.
these fucking Scousers. Anyway, this is my friend.
Top
But
of
what I was
the
saying
league.
about shit.
Yeah, it's the
Technicals all over the
ancestors.
You
place.
see
telling
that?
to
You
come
see
on.
that?
It's
Don't
the
talk
ancestors telling
shit.
you to behave.
That's
They're
it.
telling you to behave.
Don't talk
Oh,
shit.
man.
Don't talk shit about the mighty Reds.
It's
Who
That
got
was
it this
wild.
year?
That was
stop it.
wild. That was wild, bro. Anyway, as I was saying, I say Liverpool are doing really, really well right now. But you have to agree, if you're watching their games, they are kind of getting away with a few bits and pieces of late. Like with the Fulham game, they got away with it. I don't know what the game was before
Isn't that
Fulham.
what champions must
And the
do
Crystal
in
Palace.
order to become champions?
Wait. I'm Bizo now. Can I just land?
No, I'm assisting
They
you
ain't
in the
talking
hosting.
shit.
Of
I'm
course,
I'm
yes.
assisting you in the hosting. This is what the
No,
host was
Thank you.
doing. I'm
I
keeping the vibe.
appreciate you. I appreciate you. I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
They ain't
So
talking
against
shit.
Palace, they rode their like I do believe if it was 11 against 11, that wouldn't have happened, but it did happen, and they were there to pounce. Because one thing Liverpool are always is ready to pounce on anything. If you get them riled up about anything, then that's the worst thing to do. Getting them riled up because they never know where they're beaten. They play to the final whistle, and they've showed it in the last 2 weeks. But what they've also showed in those two games is that they can get got at. Their defense is not as tight as it looks. Alisson definitely being back helps them, but they can get got at. But the one thing that I am nervous about going to Anfield very soon is Zinchenko Day. Zinchenko against Salah. There's no Tomiyasu fit. Problems. I'm going to have nightmares all the way up to that weekend. I don't fear. Liverpool
Listen,
top of the league.
there's no need to be afraid because whether you have Tomiyasu or whether you have Zinchenko, you're coming to Anfield. And
Nah,
we
G.
look
Like,
from history.
Tomiyasu
Hold on,
locked
hold
him
on a
up
second,
last
hold on.
season, bro.
History
Locked him
is
up last
obviously
season, bro.
it's not on your side coming to Anfield, and I'm going back as 1994
Anyway, it's a good
all
thing
the
this
way
show's
down.
not about the
So
Anfield game, guys. Don't forget
let's
to
not
smash the
get
like
carried
button,
away
share,
about
comment, and subscribe.
Tomiyasu being there or not being there. You are going to get
Each
beaten.
and every time,
Either
guys.
way,
Okay.
we will beat
So,
you.
Thank
Nigel,
you, everyone.
I'm
You're
like
watching
a
now.
small child,
Watch
like
it
a small
later.
child being naughty,
being
taking too
usurped.
many lollipops.
Have a
Yes.
good evening.
You are going to
And it
get
wasn't a
it.
good evening this weekend.
Top
for
of the
Arsenal.
league, baby. Top of the league.
Big up,